Season's greetings and Happy New Year! Welcome to 2021. My name is Adana and I am the foodie with the tea. Today we are going to be doing a wine review. I'm so excited because I love my wines. I love pairing my wines. I love researching the wines. I like trying new wines. I visit wineries. Wine. I'm so excited to review the wines that are currently in my cellar with you. I hope that you enjoy them and learn a couple of things too. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back, so let's get right into it. I'll be reviewing our wines today from the lesser priced wines, and then we'll work our way up to the more expensive wines. Okay, right now we're going to go over this beautiful wine. It is very popular. This is the Barefoot Moscato. Barefoot Winery is located in Modesto, California, and the Moscato wine is a white wine in category. And you get this wine at about $8 a bottle for the 750 ml, or for this 1.5 bottle, I got it for $11. I love this wine. It's a wine that I like to just keep in the house. It is very fruity in its taste. You get citrus notes. It's bright. It's fresh. It comes from the grape. That's the Muscat grape, which is a very sweet grape. And what I like most about this wine is it pairs well with a lot of things. You can have it with cheeses. I love it for a brunch wine. You can drink it in the morning for breakfast. You can do it for lunch. I think, you know, after the sun sets, I wouldn't really be into a Moscato, but definitely during the daytime for a daytime drink, like I said, brunch or breakfast, you should definitely try this wine. The Wine Enthusiast magazine rates this wine at 86, I believe. So it's definitely a good try that you should keep in your wine list in your refrigerator. Serve it chilled. I like my Moscato to be very cold, so I keep it in the refrigerator. I don't leave this wine on the counter at all. If you have a wine cellar or a wine cooler, definitely keep it in the cooler at all times so that when you're ready for it, it's already nice and chilled for you. Other notes about it, yeah. It's hard to disappoint with the Moscato. It's very refreshing, very floral on the nose when you smell it. It's definitely something that you would enjoy. As far as the glass that you want to use with the wine, you want to use a slimmer white wine glass. This helps for me. I like to use white wine glasses that are slim, because you don't want to pour out a lot of your white wines at a time. And the smaller glass is going to help keep it chilled, okay? So white wines go in the smaller glass, and this is a beautiful wine glass. I'll be doing those reviews later as well. Okay, so once again, this is the Barefoot Moscato. The next wine we have is this amazing wine by Apothic Winery. This is the Apothic Inferno. You may have seen the Apothic Red Blend at your grocery store, your beer and wine shop, and you may have also seen it at your favorite restaurant. It's a very popular wine company, and this wine, I came across it in the grocery store. I usually get the Apothic Red, but I said, oh, Inferno, what's that? Let me try it. So I picked it up, and the first thing I noticed about it is that it is a whopping 15.9% alcohol by volume, which is pretty high given that most wines are going to be around 13 or less, so 14.5 or less. So this is a boozy wine, so if you're going to be drinking, always drink responsibly, okay? So this bottle runs at about $15 a bottle. It's a red blend, and Apothic Winery, also located in California. Their red blends tend to have Zinfandel, Cab Sauvignon, and Pinot Noir mixed in with their red blends. And this is a vintage. It's a vintage 2017. They also have a vintage 2018. The taste notes from this wine are blackberry, plum, and you're going to have a dark oak finish. And the reason you have that dark oak finish with this wine is because it's aged for 60 days in whiskey barrels. So if you're a whiskey fan, definitely, you know, give this wine a try. This is a wine that I would drink when I get home from work, or if you want to have it with dinner. That's a suitable time to drink this wine because it's very full bodied. It's a very, it has a very thick mouthfeel, so it's not something that you want to do early in the day. Something that's earlier in the day, you want to do something that's brighter and, you know, more fresh. This wine is definitely something that you're going to sit down and relax, Netflix and chill to, you know, while you have whatever it is that you're eating, you know, in front of the TV, or sit down to a dinner that you're roasting, eating roast chicken or roast beef, roast game, lamb. It would definitely pair well with, you know, that and roasted vegetables. I would say a winter wine. Let's just call it what it is. It is a winter wine, okay? Ding on that. So I'm going to give it a pour so you guys can see how it is, okay? And that's just a taster's pour. We're not getting any liquored up today. Give it a swirl, and you know, when you swirl the wine, you can see the thickness with the way that the wine coats the glass. I don't know, are you able to get a zoom in on that? Of the glass? Cool. We got it. So that just shows, you see how the wine, some wines when you pour it and do the swirl, the liquid will just like drip down the sides of the glass fairly quickly. But this one, if you notice when you're doing the swirl, it's just coating the glass. That just shows you that it's very full body, and it lets you know that, you know, it's rich. It's a very rich wine, okay? And I'm gonna take a little. Yeah, that's a good wine. I don't spit, I swallow the wine. All right, now let's get into the nitty gritty. We have Champagne Jeeper Premier Cru Brut, like any good champagne would be. This champagne comes in a beautiful red box. It is, of course, from Champagne, France, where all actual champagne comes from. If it's not from Champagne, it's not champagne. This champagne is on the higher end. It runs at $190 a bottle. I was able to get this one for $170 from a local store. You could find it online for less, around $120, but it definitely depends on your area and the availability. Okay, so this is a blend. The blend on this champagne is mostly Chardonnay, around 80%, and it then has a Pinot at about 18%, and then Pinot Meunier at 2% in this champagne. Let me go ahead and open it so you can see how it looks on the inside. Okay, so it comes in this beautiful box. Because it comes in a nice box like this, it would make for a great gift. So when you open it, here is the inside of the box, and then you have a story. I think, is it in English? Yeah. So it's French and English written on the inside, and then here's the bottle. Okay, this bottle's okay. It's not like the most beautiful bottle. I mean, if I didn't know this wine at all, this champagne at all, I'd probably like, oh, okay, whatever. But it does not really, you know, stand out to me as far as a nice bottle is concerned, or, you know, a champagne bottle that really presents itself as like, ooh, that's pretty. But it's not about the outside, it's about the inside. It's what's inside that matters most. Okay, so it has a nice, you know, black foil. I do like the black foil. It makes it sexy, you know, all black everything. And the front label says Champagne Jeeper Brut Premier Cru. The alcohol percentage is 12%, so it's not as high as champagnes can go, but it is up there at 12%. It's produced in vintage, and it's 8 years produced in the cellar. 8 years or more, actually, in the wine cellar. And they once again, they're very selective with their grapes, and they only choose the best grapes for that year. The tasting notes for the nose on this champagne. So when you pour your wine and your champagnes, always give it a whiff. Don't just, drink, we're getting turned up. No, you have to smell it, inhale it, really enjoy it, make it an experience for yourself. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. And for $170 a pop, you want to take your time, okay? So, the nose, you're going to get white flesh fruits, the pear, the apple. You're also going to get citrus. You're going to get some notes of caviar. Who doesn't love some caviar? So, those are the notes you're going to get when you're smelling this champagne. And then you're going to get that apple flavor, and it's going to be very mature, very rich, and of course, the bubbles. Okay? That's how the champagne is going to taste. I suggest that you pair it with enjoyments. That's what you would pair a champagne with. But also, on the food side, your crackers, your cheese, very funky cheeses. You want to bring out your brie, you want to bring out your gorgonzola, your goat cheese. You want to get really funky with it, really salty, and you can also eat it with nuts like roasted nuts. Great pairing for champagnes, okay? The Jeeper Champagne Grand Premier Brut. When they say you've been waiting all year. Just a quick note, the last champagne I reviewed, the Jeeper Wine Enthusiast magazine gives it 93 points, okay? So it's got a good score if you ever want to cop that from your local distributor. Okay, and now we're here to the sex. Dom Perignon. Dom P. D. Pizzle. However you like to call this. This is the granddaddy of celebratory champagnes for me. I love it. It did not disappoint yesterday for New Year's, and I don't think it's going to ever disappoint in the future. This is the Dom Perignon Vintage 2010, sold out in all of Virginia. I had to actually drive all the way to DC in order to find this champagne. They're having distribution problems due to COVID, so I was just so happy because I had my heart set on this champagne. It is my favorite champagne of all. I haven't had one that tops it, Dom Perignon, so let's just get into it. Okay, so like I said, this is a 2010 vintage. It is 96 points. 96 points from Wine Enthusiast magazine. This bottle is now running at about $190 or more. I called around a few I called around a few wine shops. I was getting quotes of $199. I got quotes of $200, which was very frustrating because the wine shop in Virginia that I called, who is sold out, they're sold out all across Virginia, it was $165. So that's annoying. But I had to have it. So the nose, not even this, we'll get to the tasting notes. The breakdown of the grapes used in this wine, it is 50% Chardonnay and 50% Pinot Noir. You may find some years they do 60-40 split between Pinot and Chardonnay, but they usually are down the middle at 50% of each grape in the bottles for this wine, okay? The alcohol percent for this is 12.5. It is produced by Moet and Chandon in Champagne, France. It is a beautiful, beautiful wine. I'm going to go ahead and pop the top so we can start talking about it a little more. Yes, I got this this clutch champagne cork from a winery that I visited. They said that I could keep it. It is amazing. I should order more because it really keeps the fizzle, my nizzle. So, we're gonna pour this beautiful wine. We're gonna get those bubbles. Did you get the bubbles? Yes. Let it dance. I love it. Oh my goodness. Like I said, you have to smell your wine before you drink. I know a lot of you all out there are very unseasoned and you do not smell your wines before you drink them. Smell, take it in. It's amazing, okay? The notes on this wine are tropical fruit. That's what you're smelling. You're smelling the green mango, you're smelling pineapple, and you're smelling melon, okay? In this wine, it has a nuttiness to it that makes it just so enjoyable. And what do you pair this wine with? Enjoyment. You pair your Dom Perignon with enjoyment. That's all you can really pair it with. And of course, your funky cheeses. The taste, oh, it's just so nutty, so fruity, very crisp. The bubbles. It is such a mouthfeel to it that you would really enjoy. The way I like to serve my champagnes, I like to put them in the freezer to chill. I want them to get super cold, and then I bring them out and I let them sit while, you know, people are getting situated, preparing to be poured. That way, when you pour it, it's still very chilled and it's just dancing. It's almost like a razor cutting across the tongue because it's just whew, nice. Okay, that's all I can say. Let me show you. Nice. We like it. Me like it. 2021. So that's the last wine that we're reviewing today. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something, and I hope to see you back soon.